Welcome back to Entertainment Weekly's coverage of New York Comic Con 2016. I am joined by a cast who I think you guys definitely need an introduction because there's no way fans are excited to see you at all. So I'll go down the room and introduce. We are joined by Fox's Gotham right here. You can check out season 3 on Monday nights on Fox. And I want you guys to go around the room and introduce yourselves because we're on radio also. So we'll start on this end.
Great. I'm David Mazouz. I play Bruce Wayne.
I'm Erin Richards. I play Barbara Keene.
And I'm Robin Lloyd Taylor, and I play Oswald Cobblepot the Penguin.
I couldn't have been more excited as a fan for the show to come. And so I wanted to start with you, and we'll start with you, Robin. When you read and found out that this idea was coming to Fox, were you a little skeptical, like, oh, wait, really? Like, this is like the Penguin, but I'm not the Penguin. It's beforehand. Like, how did you feel when you first realized this idea?
I really thought it was absolutely brilliant, only because, like, it's so rare to, like, well, these characters have been along for so many years and have been, you know, there have been multiple incarnations of them, but we've never seen the Penguin when he's younger. So it's like, to be able to illuminate parts of these characters that haven't been shown before and to, like, you know, really get into, like, where they're coming from, like what made them make the choices that they make, what made them who they are. I thought it was brilliant. I mean, you don't really learn that much about these characters. You wouldn't have learned as much about these characters if the show wasn't around, so yeah.
And how about for you, Erin? When you first were like, okay, they are going to say before Batman existence in these characters, were you all in, or was there a little hint of like, oh no, what am I signing? Oh God, is this going to go past season 1, or?
Actually, no, I was the same as Robin. I just thought it's such a genius idea. Like, I think that the most interesting thing about the show is this progression that we have of these characters that people know and love. And that to me, when you see finished products of the villains in the films, it's always fascinating to watch. But for me, you want to know how they got there, and that's exactly what we do. So.
And you know, your two characters had some lore to them and some background to them. Now, David, you took on a really interesting role when you signed up for this because we've only kind of seen young Bruce Wayne in flashback scenes of every single Batman movie there is, with his parents being murdered. And it's always young Bruce Wayne, and it's always pearls dropping, and it's always your character screaming no.
Right.
So when you got this role, there was very little to it. Now, was it really set in stone what they wanted, or were you able to kind of develop this really non-existent character at first?
I don't think it was set in stone.
Yeah.
I think we all, during the audition process, had no real idea what we were stepping into. Right. Yeah. I mean, I remember the way I was pitched it was, it's a show about Commissioner Gordon, and there's Bruce Wayne, and then there's villains, and it's all younger. And that's what I knew. I was like, okay. Yeah. We had no idea. So like, it's really hard to say like if we thought it was a good idea. I mean, for me at least, if it was a good idea or not, because I didn't know anything about it until I'd already booked it. Is my character? I'm not answering your question.
Trust me, they want to hear you talk, not me. Keep it going.
The question of was my character set in stone? I don't think so. I think originally Bruce Wayne wasn't supposed to be part of it at all, and then they thought, well, you know, if we're gonna do this, might as well just have a Bruce Wayne character. And then I think they once things kind of took off the ground, I think they made the role bigger than it was intended to be. But I'm not exactly sure what happened, because like I said, we were really in the dark until we actually got to set during the pilot. At least I was. Yeah.
If you could email Bruno and find out for me.
I will,
That'd be great. Yeah, just pass that answer along. Yeah, you call him right now. Before we get into where we are in season 3 right now, I want to bring it back to season 1, and I want to start with you, Erin, because it is no mystery or it's no surprise to you that you got a lot of backlash for your character in season 1. There was a lot of people talking on social media about your character and its development and where it was going. When you read that and know that kind of stuff, and then now to find you where you're in season 3, where you're one of the strongest characters, in my opinion, were you kind of down in season 1 reading this feedback? And then also, on top of that, knowing where you were going in season 2, like, will they just shut up and wait? Like, I'm gonna get even more awesome.
I kind of don't. I don't really react to either situation. Yeah. So I try not to hear the negative as well as the positive. You know, I just try and
tunnel vision, just
do my job, and kind of just enjoy the character, because I really enjoyed her in season 1, and I sort of, it's not nice when people don't really like a character, but it's kind of like, I'm just doing the best that I can with who she is, and I'm obviously really pleased that people like her, but in the same vein as I wouldn't be affected by the negative, I also try not to be affected by the positive, because it's the same thing, it's the same.
Yeah.
Because if you get affected by either of those things, then it can be quite traumatic sometimes, and I know that it was never like a personal thing towards me. It was just that maybe people felt that the character wasn't maybe fulfilling everything that she could. So I'm so pleased that the writers sort of chose to bring her to where she is today.
And before we get to where that is, I want to ask Robin and David also, when you sign up for a show like this, you're basically saying, like, I'm opening myself to all criticisms in the world because of the lore and how much prestige comes with this franchise.
You're basically like, come for me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I am going to be Oswald Cobblepot. I am going to be Bruce Wayne. I am opening myself up for you to like, it's what you sign up for.
Yeah.
Do you guys also tune that out too? Or do you find yourselves every once in a while like, oh no, they're hashtagging me. What am I going to, all right, I guess I'll bite. Let's see what they're saying. Yeah. How do you guys react to that kind of stuff?
I try, like Erin does, to just, I try and like, not let it get in my head, because, then you can become self-conscious, and then the work suffers, because then it's compromised in a way. But at the same time, we're all on social media, we are availing ourselves to that kind of criticism, and also to, the negative criticism as well as the positive. We're out there. And, I am one of those people where, like, I could read, like 200 things where people say how much they like the character, and then it's that one person, and I will just, like, fixate on it, and it like Erin said, it can get in your head, and it can be really traumatic. But, it's a learning curve. Like, I'd never been part of something this big, and so I had no idea what to expect. The first year when we were going through it, I kind of freaked out a little bit. Like, it's terrifying to be, to go from being somewhat anonymous to being, like, recognized everywhere, and again, having, people out there talking about you constantly. Like, it's really freaky. But, we have an amazing crew of people. We all do a really good job of keeping each other, grounded and centered. And if anyone on our cast or our crew is going through something, we are all right there behind them. So in that way, it makes that whole transition so much easier.
But not you, David. You're going behind their backs and going, you see the stuff they're putting about Robin? I think it's true.
So I have 2 fake accounts where I say the worst things about everybody.
I knew it.
I'm that one person.
You're real Donald Trump?
That's me. How'd you know? You figured me out.
Yeah, I got it.
Damn it.
That's a scoop.
You are hilarious.
For me, I really didn't. I didn't realize what I was stepping into. I didn't think about the fact that Batman had been around for 75 years until Comic-Con our first year, and that is when the show hadn't even aired. The only thing that was available to the public was a 2-minute trailer of the pilot, and I think we were shooting like episode 2. It was still very, very new. And I remember there were all these people that were so excited to get our autographs and so excited to get pictures with us and meet us. And I was like, you don't even know if you're going to like the show. Why do you want to meet me so badly? You don't even know what I'm doing. And I was like, wait a second. This is because we are stepping into something that's much bigger than a Fox TV show. We're stepping into an entire mythos. And that's when it kind of scared me a little bit. But, like Robin and Erin said, thinking about that criticism, whether positive or negative, it doesn't make a difference. You could fixate on those things, but then, like Robin said, the work is compromised, and then it's not good anymore. And you can't please everybody. Yeah. No matter what you do, you're never going to please every single person. And that 1 out of 200 people, the 0.0001% that are haters, just turn off the TV. That's fine with me.
Right.
We don't need you.
It's amazing that people throw hate at you, and then they still watch the show every week. And they're like, this show sucks. Like, over, week after week, they're like, I hate the show, or whatever they're saying, and then they're still watching. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
It just makes me sad when people throw hate around.
I know, it's
like,
bizarre.
Just
it's
be
crazy.
Nice. Or don't say anything.
Or don't say anything.
Just don't say anything. Just talk to your mates about it.
Just not on Twitter if you could. We have episode 4 coming up. New villain's been introduced. We see We see David's character, Bruce Wayne, who he's now got a doppelganger going down, as I like to call it, hashtag emo Bruce Wayne, with long hair.
What did the writer say? Deuce Wayne. That's something the other day.
I've heard Doppelbruce.
Doppelbruce, okay.
That's
So many different ones.
It was like it's like a super extra angsty Bruce Wayne with long curly hair going. I really love where everyone's character arc is going with this, but I have to ask you, Robin, because your character is so pertinent right now with kind of art imitating life. With for those who aren't watching, spoiler alert, Oswald is running for mayor of Gotham, and it looks like he's actually going to win, as we are right now. But it's an evil man that said and done some not so great things, and it looks like he is going to take control in a political arena. So when this was pitched to you at the writers, was this pitched at you of like what's going on now kind of with Trump, or is this kind of your guys' own thing and they're not politicized in any way?
It's absolutely informed by what's going on in the world, and specifically Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, I said this on the panel, but I'll say it again. Like, what we are doing is nothing different than what comic books have been doing since their inception, in that they reflect the political climates, the social climates in which they're written. You know, like Batman came out of time, Superman came out of World War II. You know, it's like all of these things. You know, Spider-Man was influenced by the '60s counterculture. You know, all of that stuff is coming out, and that's what we're doing on our show. And you know, the parallels are there. He is a person who inherits all of his money from his father, and then uses, you know, manipulates the people, playing on their basest fears, and basically, you know, scapegoating a whole other group of people that have showed up in Gotham City as the evil ones, and that if we don't take care of them, then we're all gonna die, painting a very dire picture, using that to get power. You know, you can see that when you turn on CNN every night. So yeah.
Make Gotham safe again.
Make Gotham safe again.
Would Oswald Cobblepot vote for Trump? Would Oswald Cobblepot vote for Trump as we wrap up?
You know, if there was some sort of like kickback, which, you know, Donald Trump, I'm sure, has friends that he'll pay back if he, God help us all, if he gets elected. Like, yeah, I'm sure, you know, Oswald is just into power, and that's another, that's another quality that he shares with the Trumpster. So,
guys, I want to thank you very much. Season 3 of Gotham is on Fox right now. You can check it out every single Monday. Robin Lord Taylor, Erin Richards, David Mazouz, thank you so much for joining us, guys. More coverage of the Comic-Con right here on EW.com.